Nathan's worlds collided today as this Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift relationship, which seemed like fun and we like, oh, this is so cute. It'll never happen. Then all of a sudden she's at the fucking game. What a genius. There's 3 late games, Nathan. Nothing's happening in any of them. We don't know that Arizona is about to beat Dallas. It's like, God, give us something exciting. And then all of a sudden, there she is in the box.
Super convenient that the Chiefs play the Jets next week on Sunday Night Football in New York City, where she lives, less than 2 weeks before the movie comes out. The only question now is whether her concert film is going to gross 100 or 150 million. I think it's one of 3 things. It's either an incredible PR stunt for the movie and for this album that she's re-releasing at the end of October 1989. It's the second thing is it's really hard to be famous and impossible to meet people, and like who says no to like a handsome tight end guy, and the mom's there so it's safe, or it's both. I think you got to fall in one of 3 camps.
Well, she has definitely over the years, I don't want to say every time, but there's been some relationships that seem strategic, for lack of a better word. Like, do you think she'd be dating Travis Kelce if it was March?
Those exes, it's not fared particularly well for the exes, like John Mayer, Jake Gyllenhaal, Joe Jonas just this week. Not great for these guys. They're all single and excommunicated. So Travis is really going out on a limb now. I mean, the good news is in the offseason, listen, when the Chiefs lose to the Dolphins in the AFC Championship game, Super Bowl week, she's playing in Tokyo, so he'll probably retire and be there and can travel through Europe and the rest if the thing keeps going. But it hasn't gone great for exes, so let's see what happens.
Wait, could I ask you something? Wouldn't it be the greatest, though? And I know they named Usher as the halftime performer, but if it had been Taylor Swift and this relationship went kaput in November, and she's singing the Travis Kelce breakup song at halftime while Travis Kelce's in the locker room ready to play the 49ers or whatever, the second half. That would be the best. How do we arrange that, Nathan? You can get in on that.
I think we're off script. At this point, there's a level of artists who have decided that the NFL should pay them instead of them showing up. Although, look, it seemed like this was the first time they met in person. I don't know. There's some video of them walking out. She's not holding hands with him. She's a hugger. She hugs everybody. They got in his Camaro and drove off into the Kansas City night. He's wearing like a Canadian tuxedo. It's kind of the best American moment since like Hulk Hogan playing the guitar in front of the American flag. I'm super proud of her, him. This is terrific. We should be behind this. The fan base is psyched about this.
Yeah, that was my next question, but it felt like a Raya date that we were all just got to be witnesses to. Like the men on Raya, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be at Arrowhead on Sunday. You want to come down? Yeah, I'll come down. You can sit with my mom.
Yeah, and then look, she's been dating for the last 8 years British people who look like tuberculosis patients, and so this feels like Independence Day for most fans. Like they're just so psyched that we have a handsome, as far as we know so far, unproblematic American. The fan base is embracing him in ways I didn't expect.
Sal, we talked about whether Mahomes was the most famous like face of the league, and then now that Rodgers is out, like who are the next couple guys, right? And I always thought Kelce is like one of the 5 or 6 most famous NFL players we have now.
Lots of commercials.
Dating Taylor Swift, like he hosted SNL, that's a good sign that you're pretty famous. But even dating Taylor Swift for 2 months, I think makes him the second most famous football star now, right? Who's more that makes him more famous than Josh Allen.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Mac Jones. Then there's the guy. I think you're right. I think he's right there. No. I think I know. Listen, my team's terrible. But I thought about this. They could technically flex that Jets-Chiefs game. I'm almost positive. And I wonder if they're probably not taking the Chiefs off Sunday night anyway, but I know they don't love having to deal with Zach Wilson, and all the blowouts we saw today is ugly. But I wonder if they check in with Taylor first. You might be right, Nathan. It could be like, hey, you're going to be there? Can you give us a little bump here? Just make sure, just in case it's 43-6 in the third quarter. I wonder if that factors in.
She's 100%. Listen, she could play quarterback next week and it'll go well. Carrie Underwood showed up to the Vegas Steelers game tonight and nobody talked about it. Carrie Underwood was the unfortunate recipient of the Taylor Swift thing. There's no breaking through the PR thing. The only person who could break through at this point is TB12, Bill. I'm surprised that TB12 didn't shoot his shot. I think he overthought it. Like he was watching too much game film, like thinking about his way in. Travis Kelce ran a 6-yard dig, just put it out on social media that he wanted to date her, and it worked. No one ever thinks how easy it is to make it happen, I guess.
Pretty strong last couple weeks for her because she was at the MTV whatever awards.
Yeah.
And she was winning over everybody with her reactions. I thought her luxury suite reactions on a scale of 1 to Giselle, I thought was a little better than Giselle. Like some of the Giselle fist pumps and screams. And I thought, I feel like she had studied what to do and not do in the suite and just like realized pure joy and putting the arms up and going nuts was the way to go, right? She had to have studied this.
Well, screaming "Let's fucking go" in the ear of the mom on the first date is a solid move.
I would have appreciated a few outfit changes, but I guess that's fine for the first shot.
Yeah. Well, look, they can only fit so much in that tiny bag they let in the stadiums. But she's always felt like the theater nerd. She's now the prom queen. But don't underestimate what she did. She's in the box. She was eating chicken tendies with like self-made French dressing. She was mixing the ketchup and the ranch dressing, which was solid. She was drinking vodka cranberries. Again, she cleaned up the suite as she left. This is an all-American girl. She belongs in the Midwest doing Midwest things. It was a solid performance.
So she cleans up basically the entire female population first. I'm just talking like last 20 years. Then gets all the country fans too, wins their respect. Then gets the dads, because the dads are all going to the concerts with their daughters and some boyfriends, maybe a couple husbands, but really the dad demo. And they're all going to these concerts and they're going, man, she's really good. I'm impressed. 44 songs. Really cranking it. So wins that. But the last demo that she couldn't get, because there's no way for her to get it, is this football demo.
Right.
The biggest demo we have. The most important population of people.
Yes, but it started, you can trace the origin story here to J.J. Watt because she opened in Arizona. That was the first show that she played. J.J. Watt went and posted a video about the physical feat of playing for 3 hours and 15 minutes and 44 songs. I think he made it okay for football guys to be into this. And immediately, there's Aaron Rodgers in the box. There's a bunch of like alpha dudes. John Cena's showing up at the show. And sure enough, you got Travis
Nathan
Kelce.
Hubbard's there.
Whatever. Travis Kelce shooting his shot on his podcast, which who knew? All it took was a friendship bracelet and a dream. And here he is. It really, the lesson as always is shoot your shot. What an unbelievable, just great work by Travis Kelce.
Could I say one demographic she hasn't won over, I think? Patrick Mahomes' wife. For sure. That's going to be a bitter double date if that happens.
Jackson Mahomes, not psyched to be.
Jackson, another one. Yeah.
Boxed out of the TikToks.
I got to give credit to my friend Tommy Alter. He went to the SNL taping when Kelce was the host like a year ago. And I think I might even mention this on the pod. And he left the taping because Kelce kind of killed it when he was the host. He was really good. Yeah. And he was like, I think Kelsey's going to be like an A-list celebrity. Like, I think he's going to be like The Rock. I think he's going to be a movie star and he's going to be in action films and he's going to have this whole career after football. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, that's my prediction. So he texted me today. He was like, remember my Kelce prediction? And I was thinking like, this is how it goes, right? It would have seemed inconceivable that The Rock was going to be this A-plus list movie star in the late 90s. We would have predicted he was going to make some movies, but then at some point it became realistic. Maybe this will be. So who knows? They might break up in a week, Nathan. And then what would her breakup song be? It would be called Incomplete or Not So Tight.
Oh, interesting.
Hopefully not that.
Third down and 30?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to say no on the second one, but it's not going to end well for Travis Kelce.
Time to punt?
Love the gamble. Yes.
Yeah. I spiked his ass. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike.
It probably doesn't end well, but we should root for it only again because this is the first American she's dated in a very, very long time. So
yeah.
Your co-host, Nora Princiati, who hosts the Ringer NFL show and hosts every single album. Yeah. I actually thought like her brain might break today. I was glad to see she was coherent.
No, she's not coherent. We have about a 4-hour-long text thread where she's sort of coming to grips with it. It reads like any sort of stages of grief. Yeah. And she eventually got there, but she still does not believe this is real. Her move is they had never met until today. There was a texting back and forth. Her crew was like, just go. Who cares? His mom is there. It's safe. I haven't heard from her since she got in the Camaro and drove off into the sunsets, which might mean that she had heart failure, or it might just mean, she's still processing. But this is a big night for Nora.
Sal, I wish we had a friend who could have been a strategic date for Taylor at some point. We're probably too old now because she's in her mid-30s, but it would have been fun to know somebody who was like, oh, this would actually, like Carson Daly in the early 2000s when he was dating
Carson
everybody.
Daly,
that would have been perfect.
John Hamm second, right?
Oh, John Hamm. Maybe John Hamm that could still happen.
Now. I think he's married.
I feel like this is going to have dramatic ramifications on the Chiefs season one way or the other. Yeah. Right? Because Taylor, when she gets involved, shit goes down. And she always wins. She is the one who wins in the end every time.
Usher announces he's playing the halftime show, and 4 hours later, she's sitting in the box drinking vodka crayons with Travis Kelce's mom. It's just a spectacular stealing of
the all-time, the best year any musician has had since ever. Michael Jackson. What, 84?
83. Yeah. It's not a debate. It is. I think it probably is. She got U.S. senators and football announcers, the two stiffest motherfuckers on the planet, to just parrot and do her lyric puns incessantly on national television. It's really the sneakiest ninja marketing campaign in the history of music.